Hello children, I welcome you all to our special English hour. I hope that you all are doing fine. In this special English hour, we learn lots of new things. And while learning these things, we also have fun. Are you all ready for some fun? Let's get started. Children, before we read the poem, let's learn some new words. You will come across these words in the poem when we read it. So I request you to please make a note of these words in your notebooks. Clasped, clasped, clasped. He clasped his mother tightly as he was seeing her after a very long time. Erase, erase, erase. We should erase bad memories. Kindred, kindred, kindred. She had a spot for kindred soul. Recollection, recollection, recollection. I have a recollection of beautiful childhood memories. So children, today we learned 4 new words. Let's revise them. Clasped, erase, kindred and recollection. I hope that you remember these words and I hope that you have made a note of these words in your notebooks. Children, I will read this poem to you. Now, after that, I will explain this poem. So, let's start. The name of the poem is Golden Chain and it's written by Helen Steiner Rice. Friendship is a golden chain. The links our friends so dear, and like a rare and precious jewel, it's treasured more each year. It's clasped together firmly with a love that's deep and true, and it's rich with happy memories and fond recollections too. Time can't destroy its beauty, for as long as memory lives. Years can't erase the pleasure that the joy of friendship gives. For friendship is a priceless gift that can't be bought or sold. But to have an understanding friend is worth far more than gold. And the golden chain of friendship is a strong and blessed tie, binding kindred hearts together as the years go passing by. Children, I just read the poem to you. Now, let me explain the poem. So, for that, what do you think is the poetess trying to say here? Here, the poetess is trying to say that if we stick together with our friends, we can be like a golden chain. Further, the poetess compares friendship with a precious jewel. For example of a precious jewel, we can talk about diamonds. So what the poetess is trying to say is that if we are friends with someone for a very long time, our bond with them becomes even more stronger, which means that our friendship becomes precious. It's clasped together firmly with a love that's deep and true. And it's rich with happy memories and fond recollections too. Here, the poetess says that friendship is held together very tightly. She says that this bond can never be broken. The poetess also says that we have many memories with our friends. You might be friends with someone since you were very small, and you are still friends with them even now, which means that we have shared many memories with each other, and we will never forget those memories. Time can't destroy its beauty for as long as memory lives. Years can't erase the pleasure that the joy of friendship gives. In this stanza, what the poetess is trying to say is that we might not meet our friends for a very long time, but that doesn't mean that we will forget our memories. Even if we don't see our friends every day, we have something to remember them by, and that is memories. When we are with our friends, we spend a beautiful time together, and that is how memories are created. So even if we don't meet them every day, or if we move forward in our life, we still have those memories to cherish. For friendship is a priceless gift that can't be bought or sold. But to have an understanding friend is worth far more than gold. Children, I have a question for you. Do you think that everything in this world can be bought with money? Sure, we buy so many things, but there are still many things that we cannot buy with money. And one of them is friendship. You can't buy someone or can't buy anybody's friendship. You need to prove it, and you need to be close to that person to create that bond, which is why friendship is priceless, and we can never put a price on friendship. And what the poetess is trying to say is that friendship is priceless because you cannot put a price. It is even more expensive than gold. And the golden chain of friendship is a strong and blessed tie, binding kindred hearts together as the years go passing by. Children, do you think there is a rule book to befriend someone? There might be, but we might be only able to be their acquaintance. But if we want to become someone's friend, you just can't decide to be someone's friend. To be someone's friend is a very natural process. It happens when we start talking to someone and we realize that our likes match, our thinkings match, and there are many common things amongst ourselves. We might also have friends where our likes might not match, but we bond with them on a different level, right? So in this stanza, what the poetess is trying to say is that many years might pass by, but the bond that we have created because our friends are just like us will never fade away. Children, wasn't it an interesting poem? Now let's do an activity. Today we will be learning about simile and metaphor. Do you know what these are? Let's find out. A simile is a figure of speech. Here we see that there is a comparison happening between two things that have nothing in common. Simile एक फिगर ऑफ स्पीच है. सिमिली में हम ये देखते हैं कि दो चीजों को कंपेयर किया जाता है और इन दो चीजों के बारे में कुछ भी कॉमन नहीं होता. I will give you an example. Raju is as brave as a lion. Now, in this sentence, what do you think is happening? In this sentence, I am comparing Raju with a lion. The world is a stage. Men and women are merely players with their own entries and exits. What do you think is happening here? Here, we are comparing the world with a stage. So that is why this is an example of metaphor. Now, let's do an activity. In this activity, you will see a few sentences on your screens. What you need to do is look at the sentence and try to guess whether these are similes or metaphors. अब हम एक एक्टिविटी करेंगे. इस एक्टिविटी में आपको आपके स्क्रीन पे कुछ सेंटेंसेस नजर आएंगे. आपको ये सेंटेंसेस पढ़ने हैं और गेस करना है कि ये सिमिली है या मेटाफर है. Sounds easy? Let's give it a try. Children, were you able to find the answers? Let's have a look. The first sentence is, twinkle, twinkle, little star, like a diamond in the sky. This sentence is a simile because here we are comparing diamond with stars. Now, let's move to the second sentence. It says, the stormy sea as dark as coal. This is also simile. Here, we are comparing coal with darkness. Now, let's move to the third sentence. It says, old mighty tree, your branches span the sky. This is metaphor because here we are comparing an old tree with the word span. Let's move to the fourth sentence. Time is money. This is a metaphor because in this sentence we are comparing time with money. Now, the fifth sentence. Like a caged bird sadly sings. Here we have simile because in this sentence, caged is compared with the word sadly. Let's move to the sixth sentence. It says, more than clouds, you are soft. This is metaphor because here we are comparing clouds with the word soft. And now the last sentence. It says, the rose is the king of flowers. This is metaphor because here we are comparing the word rose with king. So children, I hope that you all were able to solve this activity. Children, wasn't it an interesting activity? Now, let's do another activity. In our previous activity, we learned two new figures of speech and they were simile and metaphor. Now, let's learn about another figure of speech. It is called anti-thesis. अब हम एक नए फिगर ऑफ स्पीच के बारे में जानेंगे. इसे हम एंटीथीसिस कहते हैं. Now, what is antithesis? Antithesis means opposite. So, if we find two opposite words in one sentence, we say that this is antithesis. अगर हमें दो opposite words एक sentence में नजर आते हैं, तब हम उसे antithesis कहते हैं. I will give you an example. If I say one small step leads to big success, you will see that I have used the word small and big in one sentence, which is why it is an example of antithesis. मैंने इस सेंटेंस में small और big साथ में यूज किया है. इस वजह से ये एंटीथीसिस है क्योंकि स्मॉल का ऑपोजिट होता है बिग. नाउ लेट्स डू एन एक्टिविटी. You will see a few sentences on the screen and you need to find out the antitheses in these sentences. आपको आपके स्क्रीन पे कुछ sentences नजर आएंगे. आपको इन sentences में से antitheses find out करने हैं. Sounds easy? Let's give it a try. You have 30 seconds for this activity and your time starts now. Children, Were you able to find the opposite words? Let's have a look. The first sentence was, up and down the hill they flew. In this sentence, the words up and down are opposites. Now, let's have a look at the second sentence. Many are called, but few are chosen. What do you think are the opposite words in this sentence? Yes, it is many and few. Now, let's move to the last sentence. It says, the best of times, the worst of times. Here, the opposite words are best and worst. So, children, these were the opposite words from these sentences. I hope that you got all the answers correct. Children, I hope you had fun in today's session. And most importantly, I hope that you learned something new. On that note, I will take your leave. I will see you in our next session. Until then, take care and stay safe. Bye.